You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips Podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. Today, Jason Bay from Blissful Prospecting is back with another really great prospecting tip. Here he is.
One of the big trends that I see in prospecting right now is everyone's talking about multi-channel and multi-touch prospecting, using 2 or 3 different, mediums, whether that be phone, email, social, direct mail is a big thing right now. And I really believe that what's getting lost is the message. So don't get me wrong, the number of touches in the channels that you use is extremely important because that's what's required to break through to prospects these days. But what is getting lost in translation here is what the message says. Because if you send something that doesn't relate to a prospect, it doesn't matter how fancy the video is or how much time you took to handwrite a direct mail piece, they're just not going to respond. They might appreciate the personalized effort and that sort of thing, but if it doesn't address a challenge that they're having, or you don't have a strong value prop, or it's not personalized in a way that really resonates with them, they're just not going to respond. So what I want to talk about is the importance of message over medium. So we really believe at Blissful Prospecting that the message that you give is much more important than the medium that you give it in. And that message is something that can be repurposed to an email, a cold email. It can be in a personalized video that's 45 to 60 seconds, and it can be used when cold calling too. So how you talk about what you do, how you relate with the prospect, it can be used in voicemails and that sort of thing. So what I want to focus on here is making the message cohesive. So what that means is essentially the whole message is connected. So I did a past episode that's linked in the show notes for the reply method. So I want to talk about the pieces of a cold outreach message that are important and needed, and then how you can connect those. So the reply method, the R stands for results. So your value prop, what results you can get for the prospect. The E is for empathy. So what challenges the prospect's having, how they speak about things in their own language. The P is for personalization. So what are you picking out about the prospect or their company? Something that's unique, that's different from every other prospect. The L is for laser focus. So how that applies here is, how long is the email? Is it 3 to 5 sentences or less? Is the video 30 to 60 seconds? Is the voicemail less than 30 seconds, etc.? And then lastly, you have the Y, which is you. So making it about the prospect. So the way that we structure this is we lead with personalization. We follow that with empathy. So that's the challenge. Then we share the results that we can accomplish. And then we have the call to action, which is that laser focus part. So what I want to do is give you a very tangible example of a client that we're working with and how all of this comes together. So this client sells CPA and accounting services specifically to marketing agencies under 50 employees, so 4 to 50 employees, and their primary persona is agency owners. So a big challenge agency owners have when they're hiring is maintaining their profit margin. So that's what we're going to focus this one on. So that first piece of personalization could be you picking out companies on LinkedIn and filtering by companies that are hiring, that have active job posts right now. So the personalization in an email or a voicemail might sound something like, hey, noticed you're hiring for content marketing managers. Sounds like things are going really well. So the personalization is connected to that challenge of hiring and maintaining profit margins. So the next piece in the messaging is the empathy. So you might say something like, hey, hiring is an exciting time, but what our agency clients tell us is that they're also worried that costs could get out of control, especially if they don't have a way of tracking profitability down to the employee. So I've personalized it. The personalization is connected to this empathy challenge piece that I just shared. It's related to hiring. Now we're going to get into the results piece. We help agency owners by providing the same insights that they would get from a full-time CFO. You'll learn how to budget for new hires, know when those new hires will be profitable, and most importantly, how to track their individual profitability so you know if you might need to let them go in the future. So the results piece, again, it's connected to hiring. So the call to action here at the end is also connected. We'd love to share a few strategies our agency clients are using to make sure they maintain their profit margins as they grow. What's the best way to get some time on your calendar, right? And that call to action will differ slightly, right? Depending on if you're sending an email, a video, or leaving a voicemail. But you can see that the personalization is related to hiring. It connects to the challenge. It connects to the results that you're telling them that you can get. And your call to action is also connected. So make sure that your message is cohesive and make sure that you're really focusing on what it is that you're saying and then looking at the mediums in which you're going to say it in next. And you'll find that you'll definitely increase your reply rates, and you'll get more prospects telling you things like, hey, yeah, I definitely resonate with what you said. Let's chat.
If you're getting as much out of Jason's tips as I am, you'll want to do what I just did and sign up for his email newsletter. Just click over to dailysales.tips/206 for a direct link. Thanks for listening, and be sure to swing by tomorrow for another great sales tip.